Hey, this is Matt O'Neill Real Estate, here today with two of my good friends, Darren and Matt from Charleston Home Rentals. We're going to talk about how being a landlord or owning rental property could cost you tens of thousands and how we can avoid that. So first of all, let me just say thank you to these guys. They manage my personal properties. They help us maximize our profit on our rental properties. So really excited to have you guys.
Thanks, Matt.
Matt, so one of the things that people always say to me when they're thinking about owning an investment property is passive cash flow. So meaning that when they're sleeping, they're making money because the tenants are paying them. And
that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, to not have to show up to work to actually get paid. They say, yeah, that's fine, but I don't want to get a call in the middle of the night that a toilet's broken and my tenant's screaming at me and it's 2 a.m. Is that something that people have to deal with?
They shouldn't have to deal with that, Matt. It's a great question. An investor should not have to deal with maintenance issues when they hire a property management company. A good property management company has to have a very set up, solid maintenance department. And the maintenance department's job is to do two things. One is fix things when they break quickly for the residents, because that's what residents want.
Right.
That's what makes them happy. And number two is you have to provide a very cost-effective service to the owner. So like, it's not like the owner's calling somebody out of the yellow pages. You've got a relationship with that owner, and you're going to get a great deal on all the maintenance that needs to be done.
Yeah, so if you can keep the costs lower because you do a high volume of toilet fixes, that keeps more money in the owner's pocket, right?
100%. So yes, we do a very high volume of maintenance. We have great relationships with our vendors. We've been working with some vendors for over a decade, and we do a lot of work with them. So therefore, when we say jump, they say how high, and the benefit is to the residents and our owners.
Yeah, so why is it that so many people who start owning investment properties try to do this on their own? Why do you think that they're afraid to hire a professional?
Probably the main reason is because they don't understand entirely how by using a management company, it's actually going to not only save them money, but make them money. So maintenance, as we just said, is a big part of it. But retaining residents for a long time and being able to market properties really effectively to get them rented quickly. So at the end of the day, you want to have very minimal vacancy time so you can generate cash flow for your investors. So
let's say a home rents for $2,000 a month, and if I'm managing it on my own, one, I don't have peace of mind because I could get that call at 2 a.m. I could be over snaking a toilet on my Saturday instead of being at my kid's birthday party, right? Because if this tenant's that mad, these are the things that landlords who are their own property manager actually deal with. The other thing is that if I don't keep that tenant happy, they could move out. And when they move out, you just said, I lost $2,000 this month. And if I don't rent it, it could be $2,000 next month. If it stays vacant 3 months, I just lost $6,000.
100%. I couldn't say it any better. So, keeping residents a long time is a win-win-win for everybody. It's a win for the owner. They have no vacancy time. They have no loss of cash flow. Yeah. So it's a winner for the resident because they're happy where they're renting from. Yeah. So they're happy to stay and renew. And we've had some residents for 10 years. And it's actually a winner for a property management company too, because there's a ton of time and effort in getting a new resident. The leasing process is very extensive and it's very costly. So it's a win-win-win.
Well, we talked about before we just started this video how much it costs when a resident moves out. So it's not just the vacancy, but also when they move out, sometimes they don't leave in the best condition, and you have to get that house ready for the next tenant to say, this is a place I want to live. Yes. What does that cost?
So in addition to the vacancy time that you just mentioned, Matt, which is usually $1,000 or plus of loss of rental income, you've got maintenance that's going to need to be done in between every resident, no matter what, even just normal wear and tear items. You're going to have to put the utilities back in your name. You're going to have to make sure that the yard care is kept up for while you're trying to find a new resident. Yeah. So all those things add up to $1,000. Not to mention, when you don't have a resident in your property and it's vacant, if something goes wrong, you're never going to know. Yeah. So there's that risk of just something happening like a pipe burst, where if there's no resident there, there's no one to tell you that that's happening so you can fix it. So that's a risk too.
Yeah, well, thank you for bringing that up. So when I first started working with you guys, Darren, you took me through the process and onboarding. it was really an amazing way to start working with you, understand the benefits I was getting and how that process works. Can you tell me how you guide people through that?
Sure. Thanks, Matt. It's a great question, and it's an important role that I, as the business development manager over at Charleston Rentals, my responsibility is to take our new owners and walk them through what we call our onboarding process. And it's a step-by-step process where we introduce all of the contracts and our fee structure. Not only that, more importantly, what the rental rates could be for your opportunity on your property. And we take you through that process until the signing so that we can move forward with renting the property for you.
Yeah, just to get it out in the open, what is the fee structure?
Yeah, so our fee structure is very simple. We have two simple fees. One is our procurement fee, which we take after we place a residence. So we do all this work up front, listing the house and marketing the house. We have our own agents that show the house. So we do all that work up front for you. And then once we place a resident, there's a procurement fee that we take after we collect the first month's rent.
Yeah.
And it's typically 50% of the first month's rent. And then our monthly management fee is only 7%, which is very low in the Charleston area.
Yeah.
So our owners love that low percentage rate because over years, they're able to really reap high yields because of our low monthly management.
Yeah, so 7% management fee is the lowest that I know of in Charleston, and you guys do just phenomenal work. And if we're keeping that tenant for years, at 10 years at a time,
Right.
I'm locked in at this 7%.
That procurement fee is a one-time
Yeah.
fee for putting the resident in. And we're
Right.
very good at retaining our residents, like Matt said. Some residents
You've
have been
got
with us for decades.
systems and processes to make sure that we save them. It's in everybody's best interest. So if somebody's like, hey, I just want to work with these guys, I've got a rental property, I really want a great property manager, how would we contact you?
So there's two easy ways. Number one is you could go to our website, which is behappyrenting.com. Hopefully that's easy to remember. Again, that's behappyrenting.com. Or you can call our main office line anytime, which is 843-795-0600. We have staff there ready to answer the phone the moment you call. So either of those are great ways to get in touch with us.
Guys,
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it, Matt.
Great
That was great.
Thanks for helping me, guys.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.